Yeah.
Welcome to the Rhinebeck Scoop. I'm your host, Jennifer C., and I'm dishing out social commentary about our beloved town. If you like this show, please give it 5 stars on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you listen. Also, make sure you tell a friend. Today, we have a special guest. I'm sure you all know her, but not in this extremely fun way. We have Allison Chawla, psychotherapist and host of her radio show, Talk to Allison, as well as co-hosting with Amy Novat in the Vulva Views series on Gyno Curious. Welcome, Allison.
Hi, thank you. And I'm also doing a show called Shrinks and Drinks with Dr. Tamara Block. So I'm taking Talk to Allison and transitioning it into Shrinks and Drinks, because when I would do that segment with John Nathan, I need more coffee, it would just get wonderful reviews and people would enjoy listening to it so much. So we're now transitioning to Shrinks and Drinks. It's myself and Dr. Block, Baptiste Block. She is a psychologist. She works at the Culinary Institute with the students, and she and I just come together over cocktails or coffees and discuss different pressing issues in the mental health field from our different perspectives. So I'm a psychotherapist and she's a psychologist, and we also laugh a lot.
I love that.
Well, it's essential, especially when speaking of difficult subject matters or anything surrounding mental health.
I love that. That's amazing. I haven't met them, but the rumor is I have 2 CIA professors who moved next to me. So they're my neighbors. So my whole goal is trying to get invited for dinner.
Oh, I was going to say.
Yeah, all the time. Now, they can't come over to my house for dinner because I don't cook. Okay. So that'll be unimpressive. But
well, though, I bet you they wouldn't mind a fun throwdown of takeout with your personality. Or you just offer them a cow.
Yeah, I could do that, but I'd rather go over to their house.
With a cow.
Yeah, and eat a really good dinner. So I'm excited for that. Now, Allison, you did something. This is some bougie news.
Huh?
Not so long ago. No, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. Jesus,
not
holy
that
shit.
I would think otherwise.
I know. I was like,
not that I'm doing anything that's bad, but I'm just like, oh, what are we talking about?
You are doing a good thing because you went to, I believe it was Career Day at the middle school.
I did.
I'd love to hear about that.
Oh, I did. Well, it was really, truly delightful, to be honest. I had applied when they first sent the emails out and hadn't heard anything. So I thought, oh, golly, well, there must be an abundant amount of therapists that are trying to jump in. And then they invited me to speak, and it was wonderful. I just sort of created ideas and discussions and then tools to give to the students and the teachers that they could apply with circumstances like test anxiety or stress in the home or bullying or in just being that age and being in middle school, little tools to help them navigate. And, they were a little sleepy at the start because we started at 8:30 in the morning. But I have to say, all of the students were wonderful. They wanted to participate. I was making them get up and stretch, and I was doing these yawning exercises to show how yawning is really a positive thing for the body, and they were all giggling. And then by the time each 20-minute session ended, they were smiling, they were sort of demonstrating to each other the things I had spoken about, like tapping, which is tapping the meridian points or the pressure points to help with the brain when it feels anxious. And then I had wonderful feedback from some of the teachers. They emailed me to say, I am now going to have my kids stretch before every test because of what you made me understand stretching does for the entire system. So it was delightful.
Were there any little jerks that acted out? You can be honest.
So I'll preface
no
this by saying my daughter warned me ahead of time. She said, don't be offended if you get side eye. And I thought, well, come on, no one's going to give me side eye. I'm so friendly. And lo and behold, this one little girl, one young lady in the first session was giving me side eye. And so I just kind of called her out on it. Not to be aggressive or to make her feel like she was on the spot, but I was able to use it as an example in ways to make yourself feel better if you're feeling uncomfortable. Because she was kind of like curled up in a ball with her arms folded and her legs folded. And I went around the room highlighting the gestures that everyone was doing. And I got to her and I said, you look uncomfortable. And, or maybe that you had a slow start. So I was able to use it to pull her out of that.
I kind of like that little girl, and I'll tell you why. Is because she was doing some voodoo shit on you. That's
She
really
tried.
yeah.
She failed.
She failed, but you know what? I respect that. Anyone that has an attitude like that, I kind of respect it.
I mean, I have 2 little girls of my own, and they give me plenty of tude. Do they still call it that? They give me tude, and I think.
Old.
Well, I think, again, I agree with you. When I see someone doing that, I'm not offended. I think, that's going to be a skill you need in the world at some point, and there's nothing wrong with expressing discomfort, frustration, or just, quite frankly, the desire to be somewhere else.
Yeah, I get it. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
On educating our community. I will not be doing that anytime soon. So someone has to do it, not me.
It was a gift. It was really a gift. Truly.
Amazing. So now I'm excited about this next segment. It's new and it's called Live and Die For.
Aha.
So it's something that you are completely obsessed with. Matty and Jen are going to play too, but Allison, our guest, is going first. What do you absolutely live and die for?
Okay, so can I say it's obvious that I live for my children, but I want to make it more, like everybody knows that I obviously live for my children. I live for supernatural videos and shark attack videos.
Whoa. Wait, okay, so the supernatural videos are what content?
And I've always been this way. I'm obsessed with the supernatural and the idea and other people's experiences. And I look at videos almost daily before I go to bed.
But are we talking more like outer body experiences or paranormal?
Like paranormal.
Okay.
Like dolls
spirits.
moving and
spirits. I love that shit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
And oddly enough, I do watch it before I go to bed because for some reason that it helps me sleep.
That is, you are messed up. Like that is a messed up thing to do before. Wow.
Well, I just am, I'm enchanted with the unknown and the other side and what's going on beyond ourselves. And I think that feeds that hunger for me. And then sharks. I've always been obsessed with sharks too. Because I'm incredibly terrified. I don't even like to go into the ocean beyond my knees. No, I'm terrified. But I respect what incredible prehistoric creatures they are and how they've remained on the planet and how powerful they are. And I know like random facts about most sharks because I've been reading about them since I was a kid.
Why would you be in the ocean on your knees? Are you giving a shark a blowjob? I'm so confused.
I only go in up to my knees. I wonder how you would give a shark a blowjob.
Yeah, that would be hard.
Question.
Yeah.
Dolphins, I've seen them in their erect penises swimming around, but I've never seen one on a shark. But no, I'm not on my knees in the ocean. I will not go past my knees.
I now understand. Okay, thank you for clarifying that for everyone.
Though I will send you a picture of myself on my knees in the ocean when I travel.
Okay, absolutely. It would be better doing the shark blowjob thing, but whatever. That's fine too.
Happy shark.
No, yeah. Now, do you know about the museum? I think it's in Long Island. It may not be, actually. I think I take that back. But the 2 professionals who came in and helped with Amityville Horror House, they're dead. They're both dead now.
Yes,
and they have a son who has a doll museum where people give him creepy dolls.
Yes, I do know
Because you
this.
can't, if you guys don't know anything about the paranormal or the supernatural, you cannot burn anything.
Right,
because
it just goes into another
it releases
entity.
the energy. So you have to, so you have to visit that.
So I do know because when I got my license, there were 3 places I was determined to go. One was Manhattan to go to a club. One of them was the Amityville house, so I drove there with a friend to see it in person.
Oh my gosh.
I'm really obsessed. Like I have visited.
Any vibes?
I think no matter what or who you are, when you know you're going there, you're feeling a little creepy and tingly. But yeah, I definitely looked at it and thought I wouldn't want to go in there or be near this place.
Well, I'm saving this for the Halloween episode this year, but I had a crazy experience where they filmed The Shining in Colorado, and it is out of control, but that's for the Halloween episode.
Okay,
so
we're not going to talk about that.
We're not going to talk about that. So Matty, Jen, what is your live or die for? I'm just going to go to Matty first.
I'm a serial obsessor.
Same.
You thought I was weird.
So my obsessions go into many categories. So there's objects that I obsess over, and then there's topics I obsess over. Right now on objects, which can always be found in my eBay searches.
I haven't been on eBay in 20 years.
Oh, I'm on eBay every day. Why didn't
She
I say I live or die for
understand-
vintage? I'm on eBay every day looking for vintage
Look at her.
stuff.
Exactly.
She looks amazing.
The difference
very
is, I'm
kind,
guessing
thank
it's vintage dresses.
Well,
or-
sometimes it's like vintage bells or vintage like opera glasses. It depends on what strikes me that day. It is primarily
You totally
vintage
understand what I'm-
clothing,
yeah.
but I am obsessed. Like right now, I'm trying to collect like vintage Tibetan bells. See?
Yeah.
So I guess I am as strange as you, Matty.
Yeah.
Wow, that's kind of weird.
Well, let him speak. Let's
Okay,
see.
sorry, Maddie.
No more airtime for you.
I kind of feel like once we actually
Damn.
hear what he's obsessed with.
Jen,
No, I'm
holy
just saying.
shit.
Allison,
Producing,
I'm,
Jen.
I'm
Good
throwing,
producing, Jen.
throwing it down that he's
producing.
going to be weirder.
All right, I'm ready,
Okay,
Matty.
at the moment, I'm obsessed with some vintage Sargent and Corbin mortise lock sets from 1890 to 1945.
Booyah.
You're also a locksmith, so that makes sense.
Yeah, so that
He
those
wins a
are-
prize.
Food is another obsession for me. So I usually do a deep dive into one item that I need to learn how to make well. So right now that's pork buns, tashi baos.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yum.
I'm kind of in the first part of that obsession. And then topics, this will not surprise Jen, I'm obsessed with Gen Z communications and intergenerational communications between Gen Z and Gen X and all of the things that entails.
Maddie, you never disappoint.
Thank
You
you.
never. I'm like, wait till we get to mine. Mine is so downgraded. I can't wait to hear Jen's. Go ahead.
I'm very pedestrian, so I'm not even going to try to compete. So, like Matt, I'm obsessed with food. So I do lots of like, I have to have like the best whatever. And I'm back on pizza. I did like dumplings, pizza, sushi, but I'm back on pizza. So if anyone has any recommendations, I will travel from New York City up to Albany. So please send your recommendations. I
Ooh-wee.
love pizza so much. And then my other obsession.
Your faces, your
I know,
eyes,
it was
like,
like-
shifting back and
It
forth.
was like, I'm going to go home and fuck a pizza. It was very good.
That might be very messy.
Delicious.
I recommend eating it instead.
Yeah.
And then cat videos. I love cats, and
share that.
I have to get my like daily fix of cat videos. It just makes me really happy and calm. Sorry, it's just boring. But
No, it's
I
okay.
No,
I
no,
have
it's
cat
good.
videos.
I have one more thing I want to. May I share one more? Because this is I have three, and this is the third one. Because I want to give my.
Better be
husband-
good.
I am incredibly intrigued by astrophysics, so I will like sit up reading about black holes and other solar systems and universes. And as a little kid, the first time someone told me the universe, it never ends, like the sky never ends, I couldn't sleep for about 3 days.
Wow.
Because I was trying to understand, as someone who's taught a beginning, a middle, and an end and everything as a human being, how that could be possible. So I continue to be obsessed with astrophysics. And my dear husband surprised me. I'm going to see Neil deGrasse Tyson talk next week.
Oh, that's interesting.
I'm
Wow.
dying. That is the ultimate celebrity for me.
Yeah, that's a big deal. Well, okay. That's good. I actually have a question for Jen. What type of pizza?
Oh no, I'm an equal opportunity pizza eater. I like it all.
No
like,
discrimination?
No, I'll do Detroit. I mean, my preference is like old fashioned.
Chicago?
Yeah, I'll do it all. I just, but that's not
I'm
my
not a
it's not
Chicago
my
person,
favorite. But
pizza.
I
I've
mean,
had it, but
certainly if I'm in Chicago, I have to have like the best
Well,
Chicago
when in Rome,
pizza.
obviously.
You know what I'm saying? Like coal oven, right? I've tried many in New Haven, right? Like I have to have whatever pizza is of the moment wherever.
Oh,
And I will travel for pizza.
I love that.
Scars, have you guys tried Scars? It's like a sourdough starter and on the Lower
Wow.
East Side, and
Been there.
it's so good.
Of course. Wow. No,
Lay,
I will
Lay
go.
Industry in Williamsburg.
Haven't been.
I waited online with Gabe for like an hour for a slice of pizza. It was worth it.
God
though.
bless.
I know.
And then the one in New Haven that's famous. I can't remember the name.
Pepe's.
Yeah. Okay. Did you like it or not?
Love
That.
Yeah, she knew that quick.
Boom.
Lombardi's and Little Italy. No, you know what? Joe's, John's.
I love pizza, so I'm there with you. So all right, we get to mine, which you guys, everyone's always so cerebral, and I'm not. So I guess I'm going to do two today. Okay, so my first one is I love anything Nexium It's that fucking crazy cult up in Albany with Keith Raniere. And if I could make a recording of Keith Raniere's bullshit and just listen to it on loop, it would be a lullaby for me to go to sleep every night because he's so crazy. Like, if you listen to him, I will watch any docuseries. I will listen to any podcast on Keith Raniere. Absolutely. That's my thing.
I think you won.
I know, I was going to say, I recall you telling me I was crazy when I mentioned ghost stories, but I'm pretty sure you just tipped over the edge there.
And then the second one is, okay, as you guys know, famously, I do not cook. I'm not into cooking. I think I've said in this podcast, I've said it in my podcast many times, that I have actually gone to a hypnotherapist, and that didn't even help with trying to like to cook. But Matty will like this. I love cooking stores. Like, I can spend the whole day in Warren Cutlery and go fucking nuts. Like, I can buy everything in that store that you could possibly buy.
But you don't use any of it.
No, but I like looking at it. And
Here, honey, I brought you another utensil.
I like looking at it. I like touching it. I like the whole thing. I love the whole process of just doing that. But no. So I'm a big hypocrite.
Allison, can you therapize that?
I'm actually in my head like, was there trauma surrounding cooking or in the earlier years? I mean, but I respect that you just don't like it.
Yeah, I don't like it. So who's the craziest?
You.
Really?
She's the doctor.
That is true.
Not a doctor. I'm a clinician, but
Clinician.
not an MD.
Psychotherapist.
Closer than any of us.
Yeah.
Fair.
Smarter than me. So now we are going to move on. This is for our guest. So our guest has the honor of this. What is your sweet of the moment?
My sweet of the moment. It can be anything.
Anything.
I have to say one. I have a couple of sweets.
Okay. Do it.
Okay, one of them is that my 9-year-old suddenly wants to sleep with me again at night. Like, she's like feels safe and wants to have this like last cuddle with mommy a lot lately. And I feel like that is about to end and I'm not having more children. So that is super sweet to me. The other sweet is, I mean, I'm so obsessed. I helped a young woman open a vintage store in Kingston.
Wow.
Yes, and this is bringing tremendous sweetness and joy to my life because I've been collecting vintage for probably 25 years to the point where I have an entire guest room of racks of clothing.
Wow.
And this is a real joy of mine because I'm into the whole like look good, feel good and sustainable fashion and I just love to wear fun, pretty things for myself and to make other people enjoy it. And so I am in this incredibly sweet spot where I am bringing this history of a hobby to fruition to create a store and a space and an experience for others. And so this, for me, is just the sweetest.
I like that. That's nice.
Thank you. The crocus is coming out of the ground, and the buds are really sweet too, because to me, that's like seeing hope come out of the ground again. You know, when we're about to forget, like, oh, things are going to shift soon. So I look at all of the little green spuds and arrivals and think, oh, I feel full of hope when I see that.
You're way too deep and intellectual for this radio show. I don't know where you thought you were going.
Okay, wait, I have another sweet one. My older daughter came home the other day and said, did you know that CVS sells vibrators and dildos? And one of them says anal play. And I was like, oh, no, I did not, but I will be back there tomorrow.
This is my husband's new obsession.
When did CVS start selling dildos?
I know. He's snapping me pictures. He's bringing me stuff home. And I was like, this is amazing. Look at how far America's come.
Yeah.
It's amazing. I love it. I love it. So tell us your sour of the moment.
My sour in the community itself, because I'll go sort of like macro, if you will, is that we have this, we worked so hard, people like Vanessa Bertozzi and Angela Basile and all these incredible individuals have worked so hard to get this 4-way stop sign at a really dangerous spot in the village where hundreds and hundreds of children walk to and from school. And I'm still noticing people not stopping at the stop signs. And I do beep at them. I had one guy, I slammed on my horn, he pulled over and I said, my children live here, that's a stop sign. And he did apologize, which was wonderful. But I think lack of awareness in general is a real sour thing for me, because lack of self-awareness doesn't only affect you, it affects everybody around you. So that has always been something that is very sour to me.
I've had 2 people in 2 weeks flip me off at the Tops stoplight. And I was doing something nice. I was letting them go. So
And they flipped you off?
I know. It made me so mad. So awareness.
Yeah, it's just self-awareness. Just even the crosswalks. Like, yes, I know I'm going to yield to you, but if you don't look and I don't see you and you jump in front of my car with your kid, like, would you rather be right and be dead? Is your ego that important that you can't just take a pause and think? That stuff makes me crazy.
Get your shit together, people. I agree.
That's what my mother used to say to me. Allison, life's going to be hard. Get your shit together.
So, Allison, what would you like to promote?
Oh, I get to promote something? Mm-hmm. Well, I want to promote my Joy project, my store. We've taken over this space, which was the outdated cafe in Kingston. It's on Wall Street. It's 314 Wall Street. I met this incredible, enchanting vintage fairy named Laura Elner when I visited her old store in Hudson. And by the end of an hour conversation, she just said, I've been looking for a partner. Would you like to partner with me on the new store? And it was just heaven sent and full of love and fortuitous. And so I want to say that when you come in, it's not just a vintage boutique, but there's always music playing and the 2 of us are there, you know, usually dancing around and playing with clothing and dressing. But we're trying to make it more of like a healing, nurturing experience, not just a place to come spend money and buy things, because it has the sustainable element to it. But we're also having local artisans bring their products in to support local business. And there, you know, just with me being there as a therapist, there's always a healing element and, you know, trying to bring a community together. So I definitely would love to say, come on down and visit Re-Racked in Kingston at 314 Wall Street.
And what are your hours?
Usually around 12 to 6. We have not announced an official grand opening where we have a soft opening. And there will be a day a week where we're closed, but we have not put our finger on that just yet.
I can't wait to go.
I would love you to visit.
Yes, I will definitely visit. We will arrange that. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Huge success. You're
Thank
successful
you.
in everything you do, except
that's
for being
nice.
too cerebral today. But other than that, you're normally across the board successful.
Well, life is short, you know, and I just think I'd like to try as much as I can while I'm on the planet and for this lifetime.
That's amazing. I'm not into that, but that's amazing. That's awesome. So, to leave feedback for anything I said today, I'd love to hear all of it. Agree with me. Tell Allison she's wrong. Don't tell me. Or whatever you want. Call and leave a voicemail at 845-307-7446 or email me at comments@radiofreerhinecliff.org. You can check out my 3 podcasts and my vibe at freespiritpodcast.com and follow me on Instagram at freespiritpodcast. This radio show is produced by me, Jennifer C., Matty Rosenberg, and Jen Hammoud at Radio Free Rhinecliff. Until next time, which, you know what? I'm looking at my notes, you guys. I forgot to write an until next time. So I'm going to give it to Allison. Until next time, what should we do?
Until next time, slow down, take a moment to look at the ground and how the frost is passing, and see that the world shows us that anything is possible. Recovery and resilience are always there. Even if you're covered in a frost, you can still rise up.
In your next trip to the Jersey Shore, blow a shark. There you go. All right. The next show will drop on Tuesday, April 16th.
By the way, in 1914, there was a bull shark that killed 2 people in the Raritan River in New Jersey.
Wow.
Yeah, because bull sharks are the only sharks that can transfer from salt water to fresh water.
That's wow.
Yeah, and they have the highest levels of testosterone. Okay, I'm done.
Okay. Of course you would know that. Of course you would know that. The next show will drop on Tuesday, April 16th, 2024. See you in 2 weeks. I'm going to have Allison say this.
Love you, RBK.
Yeah.